Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm applause for the Sabi hosts, Moyo Sorolua and Lesho. Is that the best you can do? Come on, a warm applause.
My first question is going to be, we've not started, this is just a briefing, right? Now, you've been active in the media for years. You've been in the media industry for years, right? Now, could you share one moment where you realized that your voice was not just for speaking, however it is for impacting people? Could you share one vital moment where you realized that, okay, I'm not just meant to speak, I'm actually meant to inspire people, I'm meant to be impactful towards the next generation? At what moment was that for you? When?
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm not sure it's known yet, so good morning, everyone. Good morning, everybody. I know in media we package a lot, but let's return the right energy for sessions like this. It's good to be here and it's good to be on this panel. That said, looking into the question you asked, I think for me, my journey has been very dynamic. Dynamic because from the very beginning, apart from the media journey, so to say, I knew that my life had a lot to do with mentoring, with guiding people, right? And that's why on my unique journey, I've had several opportunities of having so many young people around me. So I think the time I knew that for me it was just beyond speaking, was beyond the talent, was, I think for what it's worth, a lot of the paths my media career took shape or momentum was when I was in the university environment. So I wasn't necessarily there because of academics, I was also there because I worked there. Been in that space for a very long time, a stretch of 11 years straight in the academic setting, and being a guide to young people, I think that was when it became clear to me that beyond just all the fine things that came with media, beyond just being passionate, beyond just being wanting to speak or make it or blow, there are people who do need this guidance, and I just had to put myself in a place where I am that light for a lot of people, inspiration for a lot of people, and hope for a lot of people. So I have had to do that over the years, consistently mentoring and guiding other people. So I think that was the major realization for me. That academic environment just sort of put that light up and say, okay, no, it's not just about you now, it's about a lot of other people that are watching and have to learn from you. So yeah, that was the time I discovered that my voice was just more than talking and making money.
All right, thank you so much. Right, so you can have numbers and then you're not still influential. And you can have 3,000 followers and then you are really influential, right? Now, how do you turn visibility into influence? If you give more, you could give anybody.
Okay, talking about visibility, I mean, of course, taking up from where it stopped, when he was talking about influence and power, I think what came to mind is the ability to know and do, right? Because first you have to know what you carry before you can do, which is in the action word of influencing or whatever you want to do with platforms. And that's the same thing with visibility, right? When you are in a space and you don't know the power you carry, you don't know the power you wield, or the power you wield, is that the word I'm looking for now? Yield, right? It's almost impossible to do anything with what you have. And that's the same thing with talent, that's the same thing with the media space, that's the same thing with a lot of young people. There's so much on our inside, but because we've not come to the realization of the power of what we have, we just need to come to the realization of that. Not as per madness, but I'm talking about the talent, I'm talking about how the world is waiting for your manifestation. Sorry, I'm not preaching. But you understand what I mean. So it's in knowing and doing. And that's also has been the power that the media carries. The media understands how powerful it is. And then they do, right? They put into works. The news is online, the this is that. If someone is not on the field to transmit those things that are being said, or those things that are happening, then the media probably will not have that much power. So there has to be an action that flows with whatever platform you're using. So again, visibility, yes, you've been able to gather the number. I believe that in gathering the number, you had to do something. Now that you have that number, you need to stay authentic on that journey so that you can holds the right kind of influence on the people that then when in your doing, clarity comes, you know, okay, what do I want to do with this number that I have? Because again, not everybody needs to be an influencer in the real sense of it. All you just need to do your job and let people pick what they have to pick from it. But we are in a world where we are so weak, we want to influence so badly that we can do anything and everything to be in that pedestal. Why not just focus on you right now? Why not just do you and let people come to the light that you're shining? But focus on knowing, doing, and every other thing will become clearer along the way.
Thank you so much. All right.
Tell your story. Do not miss out on the opportunity to tell your story and document your story. Because when you're starting out, it always feels, there is no beginner that doesn't feel like, oh my God, look at this person, look at this person. Yeah, they probably have been telling their stories for 10 years. So why do you want to use them as a mark for yourself who's just starting out? You are in your year 1, they're probably in their year 10. So there is difference, right? So the only thing you need to do at that beginning phase, even to any point in life anyways, is to continuously build upon what you have, document your process, and tell your story. Because that's where you can always look back to how you started and give yourself a pat on the back to say, okay, yes, there's progress somewhere. Because again, when you look back, there will always be progress. It's just you guys not seeing it. That's why documenting and telling your story is very important. Second thing is know when to pivot, right? See, I like to say the harsh truth to a lot of media enthusiasts. Sometimes you don't have to do this full time. Be truthful to yourself. A lot of people, I don't share this part of me, apart from maybe people that are really close to me. I still wake up every morning. Please, can we there's a lot of noise behind, and instead of messing with our thought process, thank you very much. Okay. I was going to say that when I started, I had to intentionally make a decision for myself. What do I want to do? I want to be the voice. I know I have these skills, that skill, that skill. I started with radio. I was on radio for almost 10 years before I left back to the corporate world. I had transitioned in different radio stations. I had done TV, I had done all that good stuff. I was also hosting alongside. But again, I had to weigh my options. I had to be real to myself. I had to be blunt. There were times when I started, I was just volunteering, that was the thing. I had to just show up, use my money to fund myself to the event and all of that, just to prove a point that I can, before people started giving me opportunity. And even in the little they were paying us, I think I was posting recently how I saw my first rate card in 2016, 2017, and I was seeing 15,000 for student event, 20,000 for wedding MC, this and that. And to be very honest, it was probably a lot at the time. But I look back now and I'm like, I was earning that little for my skill. But it was a process, it was a journey. And through that journey, I had to be sincere with myself. What will this become eventually? While I am building, what do I really want for myself in the process? And I knew that while I am doing what I'm doing with MC, I make a lot of money from that now, I still had to build a part of me that I wanted so much, which is the corporate side of me. So I still have a 9 to 5. I wake up every Monday to whenever I have to be in my office space and do my job. A lot of people, young people particularly, you want to get it so fast that you think, oh, because you see this person show up every day, you suit, they must be making a lot of money, you think that's all you have to do right now. You're dying in silence, you're not making the money, and it feels like, what do I have to do with my life? If you have to take another job, do it. If you have to shuffle it with other things and build other skills, do it. The goal is that at the end of the day, you get satisfaction, because money is is important. You have to make money, except you probably are a $10 doctor or something. But if you know that you've transitioned from university and then your parents are now looking up to you to say, okay, go and find a job, and you say it's MC job, and you know that it's not the reality yet. So that's what I'm saying. Know when to tell yourself the harsh truth. During all the time I worked with Lagos State government, at some point I was a civil servant. I resigned from there, went back into the corporate world. All
all through these phases, it was not online. You won't see it. I was still the Moyo, the media girl. When I left radio, I didn't have to necessarily tell anybody. But I was truthful to my journey, and I knew that my heart was burning for a lot of other things than just this one thing. But if it's full time you want to do, that's also fine. I'm just saying, know when to ask yourself sincere questions. And I know a lot of young people are in that situation. You know that the stage in life you are in right now, you still need to do a job and probably host on Saturdays first. Even a lot of the mentors you know that are doing full-time MCing now, they have 9 to 5. You go to a point where they now have to tell themselves, okay, I think I am sufficient to go this route and build other things along the way. So be truthful to yourself. Don't be scared of transitioning, because you will have to reinvent yourself over again on the journey. Mentorship again, because the people you speak to when those transitions, those stages come, the frustration and all of that is also important. Let me just stop here.
Thank you so much. All right.
Let me also mention
Briefly.
yes, I'll try. You know, my panel was supposed to be impact to income. So I think I'm just an addition on this panel. And this money part is the part that I have to talk about before I leave here. So event hosts. When I mentioned my rate card earlier on, and I mentioned that at the time, now looking at it was quite ridiculous, but it was a lot of money at that time. What is the cost of my makeup? What is the cost of my clothes? What is the cost of transportation to this place? I do that breakdown, and then I now put what is the cost of my service ticket, and give your service 20K. Now you can't know, but make sure you do this analysis. That is how you know if you're actually making a living out of this job or making income, as the case is. Don't go and be doing no show free. Don't run for every platform. Yes, you may start out volunteering, but you need, like I said, know when to pivot. Know when to move from I dey do am for free to this ends here. At the time, I had someone who I was hosting event for. He would host small events at the time. I was doing it for him. I didn't even see his future. But now he runs one of the top event companies in Nigeria, and lucky for me, I'm his go-to. There are times when it will come back like that because I agree with him. It will happen like that. There are times when collect your money and use water to rinse their hands because they will never come back. And it played out recently with a friend I'm helping with something. She's a big celebrity, right? And she's about to do a project, and we're trying to just see who do we talk to, who do we meet, and she's just off her head. She's thinking, oh, I've done this thing for this brand for free, I've done this thing, and then she's like, oh, maybe I can throw in favors because they told me I could come back when I need something. She went back to all of them, and everybody gave an excuse. And now she's saying, oh, and they will collect my money now. So note that not everybody would be in your future, and sometimes you have to grow with some people. So when you can decipher between these two, you would know when to actually get your money clean and face front. But again, make money is important.
Thank you so much.